Hello guys, welcome once again to my channel. Today I'll be doing a quick demo on an Algorand Payroll smart contract. So this is a follow-up tutorial on a written tutorial I wrote on the Algorand developers platform. So basically what we are going to be doing here today is going to be a walkthrough on how the application works and the code that makes it to work the way it works. So basically, what is this payroll smart contract all about? So the payroll smart contract enables the employer or the contract owner to be able to pay his employees, and these employees, they are three in numbers, and we are going to make these payments using the power of Algorand atomic transfer. So how does the atomic transfer work? With atomic transfer, you can perform multiple transactions at a time. Algorand atomic transfer helps you to perform transactions from 1 to 16. And the smart contract will be written using TEAL. TEAL is a transaction execution approval language used to write smart contracts on the Algorand blockchain. And quickly, I'll walk you through the TEAL program, and then we can now compile the program. So in this constants page, this is where I have the TEAL program. It's just a simple program written to enable the application to behave the way we want it to behave. Yeah, so basically for the first check, we are checking the transaction fee. This is important to ensure that transaction fee is reasonable. It's not more than what you expect. And so we have a check to say this transaction fee shouldn't be more than this amount. And the next check is to check that this particular group transaction, is it what it is in the transaction. By way of saying, the first one, for instance, the first group transaction is 2 argos. So in our transaction, we ensure that it is 2 argo. Anything more than that is going to fail. And then the same thing goes for the second and the third transaction, and for the transaction amount, to check that this transaction amount is this amount that was set in the program, and it shouldn't be more than it, but it can be less than it based on the condition that was written. And then the group size, we need to check the group size since this is a group transaction, and the number of employees we want to pay, there are 3. So we don't want to find ourselves making payment to more than 3 employees. So, and that's why we need to check this, so that somebody that probably have access to your account don't manipulate it in such a way that you end up sending multiple transactions or transactions to more than 3 people. So it has to be stated. And then the close remainder is when you want the center account to be 0 at the end of the day when you are done transferring, and you need to specify which account you want to send the balance of whatever is left in the sender's account. So in the event that you are not sure where or who you want to send it to, it's best to use global 0 address. Same thing goes for rekeying. So to avoid unauthorized signatures or unauthorized signing of transactions, it is best to also include the rekey too. So that is brief on the TEAL program, how it works for this particular smart contract that we have written. And then quickly, when I click on compile, this is the code that does the compilation of the above TEAL program that I just explained. So with this code, once the program compiles successfully, you get this response that shows the hash and the results. This is it here. This is where I'm calling the response, the hash, and the results, so you can see it on the test view here. And then when this is done, at this junction, we can actually pay the employees because the program has been compiled and everything seems fine. So we can go ahead and click on pay employees. But before you pay employees, you need to fund your accounts as the contract owner. At the moment, I have some fund in my account, 14 point something August. So this should be enough for me to do the transaction because I'm just making transfer to 3 employees, and the 3 of them will cost me nothing less than 5 August plus transaction fee, and the money I have, actually the Argo balance I have, should be enough for this transaction. But then if you want to fund, you just have to click on this link, that icon, and it takes you here to the Algorand testnet dispenser. Once that is done, you can actually copy the address from there. And then once that is done, I can go ahead and click on pay. So if the transaction goes successfully, the next thing for me to do is to check the transaction details. But before I do that, this is the code that does the payments, that performs the payments. So with this is where I have the 3 employees, and these are their different transactions. This is 2 Ago, 1 Ago, 2 Ago, and all that. Then this is a group transaction, that's why we have group ID. And then this is the response, checking for errors and all that. So the next thing now is for me to copy this transaction ID and take it to the View Explorer. So from the View Explorer, I can actually paste that transaction ID here and then search to get the transaction details. So if you want to get your transaction detail, you need to go to the View Explorer, and since it's a group transaction, I need to click on the group ID. So once I click on the group ID, it will show me the total number of transactions I've done, which is 3, because I just paid the 3 employees, and these are their different amounts. And if I go back, I can actually see the TEAL program here that I've written. So it's also showing there as well. So going back to the landing page, which is our main activity, you get to see our balance. So at the moment it's 14. So if I refresh now, given this transaction I just did, the balance should reduce. So you see the balance has reduced, and you can go into the details of any of these employees by coming here to check employee details. So to see this section, this is a code that does perform the action for the employee details, and it gets balance to get the employee balance and all that. Then going back to the main activity, this section, the get balance or account balance, this is it right here. So this is the balance, the code for getting balance, and this is the code for viewing of the Explorer. This one is the code for funding, which works with this button right here and all that. So basically, that is what the application does. And for details, I would advise you check out the GitHub repository as well as the blog posts. go to the Algorand developers tutorials and solutions, and you will see the blog there. So that will help you understand better. More detailed explanations can be found there. So at the end of this video, you are going to see the link to the YouTube. Sorry, you are going to see the link to the tutorial as well as the GitHub repository. Once again, thank you for your time and thank you for watching. Please do well to subscribe to my channel and also like the video, share the video, spread the word around, and see you in my next video.